One evening when I was at home, I got a call from my dad letting me know that my mom had a tumor about the size of a cantaloupe and that they wanted to do surgery to remove it right away. My family's from New Jersey, and when I got the call, I flew up to New Jersey to be with them for her surgery. And I'll never forget it. It was the day after my birthday, and I landed in New Jersey. By the time I got to the house, they sat me down and they let me know that based on her CAT scan results and her tumor markers, that they were already concluding that she had ovarian cancer. And it was devastating for us all, because we were just coming off of this big high where my brother and I announced that we were both getting married this year. And it went from this extreme excitement to this fear that she may not be well enough or even here to watch us both walk down the aisle. The next day, I went to a follow-up appointment with her doctor, and I sat beside my mom, and the doctor sat across from me, and I had my phone in my hand, and I had the SAS logo on the back. And so when she looked at me, she saw my phone and she's like, "Oh, SAS, I know SAS." I'm like, "Oh, really?" I work there. She learned that I have a statistical background and that, I understand clinical trials. And I'm glad we made that revelation, because that opened up the door for some interesting dialogue later. After the surgery, which went as well as it could possibly go, we were at the point where we were discussing her treatment options. And ovarian cancer, no matter what stage, is considered a high-grade cancer. And so, unfortunately, we already knew going in that she was going to need chemo. And by this point, I was back in North Carolina, but I called into her doctor's appointment where we were discussing her treatment options because I was a little bit concerned. Her doctor was suggesting that she go through a bit more rigorous treatment than I really ever heard of. I talked to other chemo patients, and they didn't have to go as often as she did. And so from that point, the doctor talked through a couple of clinical trial results with me about the frequency and then also about the combination of drugs. And I felt relieved after talking with her for a couple of reasons. One, I understood that her doctor was very informed, and I knew that she was taking precautions with my mom. But the other piece is that, any drug that gets approved by the FDA, you have to use SAS software. And so I understood where her information was coming from. And I rest on the quality of our software. We talked about statistically significant differences. We also talked about the power in some of these studies. And again, I know that that's information coming from our SAS software. And I take pride in that, because as an analytical software tester, even though I'm no longer in advanced analytics and I may not work on the exact procedures that produce these results, I contribute to a culture of excellence and a culture of quality, to where now sitting on the other side of the table where doctors are making life and death decisions that rely on our software, I know that the information that they're using is accurate and it's reliable and it's information that we can trust. And so now that, my mom's health is kind of relying on this information, I feel so much better, again, talking with her doctor and understanding that she's using this information to help my mom get better. Even though this was a very difficult journey, and it's a journey that we're still embarking on, and I watch her go through this every Tuesday. I actually Skype her during her chemo sessions during lunch. But even though it's scary at times and it's tough, there's a confidence that I have, and I rest knowing that her treatment options were decided by SAS.